I think we have a little bit of time on earth, and I think we need to maximize our time and make sure we're doing the most. And again, not limiting ourselves, not putting labels on ourselves, like doing it all. People are like, you're doing so much, you're doing photography, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. Yes, and I'm going to continue until I'm tired. And when I'm tired, I'll take a break, I'll do some self-care, and I'll get back at it. But again, life is short. And the one guarantee is that we will die one day. And so when you die, when we die, will people remember you?
All right. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk Marketing at NDUB podcast, where I'm your host, Nathan Webster, and I have a special guest with me. Already put out here. I think I would say this is my first author as well. First author, and her name is Rashida Saunders. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're talking to the mic, though.
I will remember. Thank you.
I know she's, we're not as sophisticated as she always shows up on a news channel, so she's not.
Usually we don't have all this. They
No,
just
yeah, this is bootleg.
judging it. I'm still happy to be here.
Obviously, yeah.
But it is a little different from KTU and KGW and Coin.
For those that are not familiar, because we do have a worldwide audience, those are the local news channels where she just mic'd up, got all the stuff. So we're not used to all that. I am, but she's not. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So for the guests that are like, who would this be? Who is she? Got a book and all this, Permission to Break, a Memoir of Strength, Silence, and Softness. Like, look, I met Rashida a few months ago now, back in December, and she told me about this book. Initially, she told me she was a cop. I'm like, what? You ain't no cop. You lying. And then she told me about this book. I'm like, okay, I checked it out, read the book. It was amazing. It was amazing for the fact that you spoke to a lot of the issues that I was having, probably in the worst part of my life. And she was just nonchalant about it. Cool. And so, Permission to Break. Can you tell the folks who you are, what you do, and about the book?
Absolutely. My name is Rashida Saunders. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I know you do this all the time. I'm brand new to talk about the book, at least. But again, Permission to Break came at a time when I was going through some dark things as well. And so working in high pressure situations as a police officer, there's some rough parts, and also growing up not being given permission to speak freely, to be vulnerable. A lot of times you contain a lot of that emotional heartbreak, depression, silence. You keep it all in, and then to move into law enforcement, where also vulnerability is not allowed. It kind of reinforces everything that I was raised to believe, and so me getting to my breaking point allowed me to Permission to Break in order to share some of my information, and hopefully it allows other people to release some of that.
Yeah, I would say that it did help me because sometimes, we live in a predominantly white town, more so me than her, but your town has been gentrified to where it kind of does look like my town now. About 95% white, other 5% is a hodgepodge of different races. And we're no longer in a very segregated Black community. There's a part in your book that, and this is I really resonated with when you said that you walked into the party and you're like, you know me when I wear my uniform, but when we out in the community, you don't say a word to me. So I'm like, I felt that because sometimes I felt in my nonprofit days like I was just your charity kid. But now when I walk into the space as a marketing consultant agency owner, now you don't see me when I'm the only freaking Black person up in here.
Yeah, and you're not small. So how do you not see me? How do you not recognize me? And your smile is gorgeous. People are going to remember that. So how do you not recognize me? How do you not remember me? And I think that's one of the challenges of living in the Pacific Northwest as a Black person, as a person of color. It's really isolating. You do feel alone. And so if you're struggling silently and you don't have that circle, you don't have that community, it's lonely. It's a lot to work through. And then you add on working, trying to survive, trying to pay your bills, and parenting on top of all that. It's a lot.
Thank you. Because I do have a gorgeous smile. I know I bring the energy when I come, right? And it's likewise. And I you come to the space and I mean, if you go to her Instagram, it's gonna be a lot different than my Instagram. You do more, it's just not this person in the uniform. Like, tell the folks all the things that you do.
Pressure.
No pressure.
Again, I feel like being a police officer is one of those things where it does put you in a box. People expect you to show up, to wear black and blue, to not really be loud in any kind of way. And while you're working patrol, that's okay. But I think we don't give ourselves permission to bring our personality to the workplace. And in order to show your humanity, people have to see me as the person that I am. I'm a mother. I'm an athlete. I'm an avid reader. I'm also just a publishing author. So I'm a lot more than just the uniform. But I think a lot of times a uniform puts us in this position again, to be isolated. And so people don't understand us, and we usually don't give them the opportunity to understand who we are and what we bring to the table, because it's really not allowed. There's no space for that. If I'm on patrol and I'm responding to a call, I'm there for an emergency. We're not talking about fashion, right? We're not talking about parenting. It's very much transactional in that way. But I love what I do. I've been in this position for a little bit. And I love it on most days, but some days it is exhausting.
So I'm horrible at introductions. Y'all know that. I don't properly introduce, but here, let me do my best. Okay. So she owns Ember.
Black Ember Press,
which means she's a publisher.
Absolutely.
That means if you have an idea, you want to give her a concept of a book, you can mold it into this.
I can make magic happen.
Okay, so that's one tiny weeny thing that she does. Second thing that she does, and look, we're not talking about the uniform. We're not talking about the 9 to 5. We're talking about the 5 to 9. Okay, so Black Ember Press. Second thing is you're also a coach.
Absolutely.
So certified coach.
Yes.
So talk about that.
So I've always been one to find the light in people and try to help them bring that to the surface. Like we talked about, it's isolating. It's lonely if you haven't given yourself permission to be vulnerable, speak freely in certain communities. Culturally, we're not allowed to be us. And so through coaching, I've been able to allow people space to find themselves and feel good about it, right? Embrace who you are, the entire part of you, not just the occupation, not just what your kids think you are, but who you are as a person and what you desire. And so that's what I get to do. People appreciate it. Usually I'm pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. But again, I bring positive energy, and I think we can never have too much of that.
You say in the book a couple of times, and I'm sure you've learned a lot of this maybe from your childhood. You talk about that, but you say in the book about showing up to someone's possibly worst day. Yeah. And you talk them down, and you even gave a couple examples, but I'm not going to give y'all the real examples.
Go read the book.
Y'all got to go to the book. For those that want to buy the book, where can they go?
You can find the book. If you want to buy it directly from me, you'll get a signed copy, blackemberpress.com. We have paperback and hardback covers, but either way, if you buy it from the website, you get a signed copy. It's also available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles.
And if they want to listen to it,
it is available on Audible. Go get a copy.
Okay.
Thank you for your support.
So Black Ember Press, certified coach.
Absolutely.
And if they want to book a consult with you, where do they go?
Find information at rashidasaunders.com.
And we'll have the link in the show notes and the description.
Absolutely.
And then the third thing that you do, which is like, I saw her images on Instagram. You also
take photos. I do a lot. I do a lot. But again, I'm one of those people where I think, obviously, we only have a certain amount of years here on Earth to survive and be useful and hopefully make this world a little better than how we found it. And so I love what I do. It's not easy, but I do love being able to capture people in their essence. And again, photos it's so important, right? When people pass away, a lot of times all you have are photos. I don't come from a lot of money. So when people in my family pass away, it's literally photos that they leave because there's not always assets, right? In my case, there probably won't be any. And so again, through photography.
It is like, no, we won't say that. You have.
For me, I'm talking about what's going to be. I'm going to be selfish a little bit. I'm thinking about me and what's going to be left.
You ain't got nothing.
I mean, we'll see. But again, that's why it's so important, honestly, to be able to write books that are culturally specific, that tell our story, because again, we don't always have the opportunity to engage or tell our story, let alone get it published, right? In the way we're keeping the rights, and we get to tell the story the way we see fit, right? Without it being changed and all those things. And since I have a publishing company, I take photos. I'm able to offer a full service business, which I think people appreciate.
That is like really my only critique of the book, is that you didn't put more photos of you in here. And if you go to her website, y'all got to go to the website. She does all types of crazy, I don't know, poses.
I mean, they're creative poses, but I mean, I wouldn't brag too much. I wouldn't brag too much. I just love what I do, and I love capturing the essence. And with finding my voice and giving myself permission to show up fully and to show my personality that had been like hidden for so long, it's allowed me to find a confidence that I didn't always have. And that's the part that I think people don't realize or recognize. They're like, but you're a cop. You got to be confident. You got to show up like you're in charge. You have all this authority. But that doesn't always translate into your personal life.
Let's get into that.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, segue.
Well, it was a perfect segue because this is very transparent. You didn't put all your business out there.
I put enough.
Like
my mom said, don't be telling all our business. That's family business.
Yeah, no, you don't. I mean, I don't do that. I don't recommend for folks to do that unless you really want your business out there. But what you did, what I thought was interesting, is you shared some personal things. Why would you share these personal things?
Ooh, absolutely. It is so important to be honest and transparent. People say that, right? A lot of companies say that, right? A lot of police agencies say it. It is one of those things where people just throw out there, but it's rare that you find someone that's really going to stand on business and be true to that, right? And so through coaching, right, people tell me their deepest, darkest secrets, right? There's an exchange of information. And in order to build that trust, I've learned that that's through stories. That's through me learning more about who you are as a person, Nathan, right? Who are you? If I don't know who you are and I only know your Instagram, I only know your social media, there's going to be very little trust. So in order to build trust, in order for me to have the legitimacy that I want and I desire to be as effective as I think I can be, I got to be honest. So you don't have to tell everything, but you do have to show people a little bit about who you are.
On a personal level, when you put your book out there, what was the response from your closest people?
I belong to a lot of different circles, but for the most part, my biggest concern and worry was my family, right? I never want to paint them in a negative light. But there were no secrets in there that we didn't know about, right? And so I think they were supportive. And they were behind me, and I appreciate that. But also, we're all learning a new skill. We're all learning how to be vulnerable. That's one thing that was not allowed in my family. And that goes back generations, right? And so for them to see me being vulnerable and being open and being truthful about some things that, most people probably wouldn't share, I think that allows them to get behind me and say, I too can share. I too don't have to hold on to these family secrets that have been weighing me down. I give myself permission to live and be honest and to let that stuff go. Right?
It's hard.
I know, but
it's hard.
But it's also
that's
hard.
Why I asked you.
It's also hard carrying all that stuff, right? Like that's the part we don't talk about, right? We think strength is endurance.
Well, because when you say permission to break, they say don't break, bend.
Yeah.
Don't break, you bend. But you say break.
Because breaking is happening. I see it every day, right? People are breaking every day. If we don't acknowledge it
every day,
it's happening no matter what. We see it. We read about it on the news, right?
Yeah. People
are suffering. People are breaking. And then they feel wrong and they feel like they have to keep it a secret because it's not okay.
Well, I think that's where, for me, with my mom dying, I'm like, why did you have to feel like you needed to suffer in silence?
Right.
I still, and I'm like, no, I had to grieve. And that's when I met you, that, you talked about, there's a portion that y'all got to read it. There was a portion in her book where she talked about her daughter snapping her back into reality. And I feel that with my girls, all my kids, if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't, and I don't know even how to say it, because let me just put it back on my mom. I think my mom was at a place where she didn't want to be that vulnerable because she was holding on to the pain.
Yeah.
And now as I'm breaking that cycle and allowing my kids to be in my reality, is so contrary to what I've been not even just taught, but raised. It's in my DNA.
Right. And it feels easy and it feels like the right thing to do. But again, we've seen it. It weighs you down.
Yeah.
It weighs you down and it prevents you from moving forward in life. It prevents you from healthy relationships. Like it's so damaging, right? Because again, we believe that strength means never breaking.
No.
It means endurance, right? Just keep going, no matter what, keep going. And it's like, well, that's not healthy and it's impossible. And when I'm tired, what do you want me to do? Just keep going. And then that's when the bad thing happens, right?
Well, that's what you're supposed to push through.
You can push through, but you can also get help, right?
Okay. What does help look like then?
Ooh, help can look a lot of different ways depending on who you are, right?
Okay.
For me, help looked like, one, having a circle of friends that were amazing. And I love you guys. Thank you for tolerating me and all my raggedness, right? But having a circle of friends that can be open and honest and can give you feedback, right? Because that is sometimes uncomfortable for people.
Yeah, feedback is hard.
Right, but also therapy. Like there are people that can help you work through some of those internal things, some of those mental things, right? We don't talk about mental health. There's a lot of people that are suffering from mental health, and you can't go through that alone. You cannot self-medicate and still live a healthy life. Get help, right? And what I tell people in terms of finding a therapist, it's just like dating. Your first few may not be good and you may have to fire them, and that's okay. But when you find the right person,
fire.
I'm just saying they're paid employees, they're getting paid, right? But it's okay to try people out. And if it doesn't work, if their communication isn't great, if they're not pushing you to be great, or challenging you on the things that you need to be challenged in, there are a lot of different therapists out there.
Yeah, I think, especially as a man, and here I'm going to say something, because we've had lots of conversations, but I don't think I've ever said this to you, because I think as a woman, you all have spaces where you come together, you talk about problems, and it's like, okay, cool. The women got that. Men, especially Black men, don't have that. But when I read from you that you needed to break, like, I'm like, all your circles, all the support you got, when you talked about going to the psychologist and you like, I ain't gonna write anything down.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, so even when you have this support, if you're not truly subscribing to like, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
I need help. And this is where I felt abandoned. I felt betrayed. I felt I isolated.
Right.
But you know, the crazy thing is, it was just because I felt that I couldn't get help from anyone.
But I see, and let's circle back, because again, most of us have groups of people, but we show up with our representative, right? Because I think about it, it's like, how many of your friends have seen you cry? How many of your friends know all of your business? And so when you think about that, that circle gets way smaller. And so again, if you don't have friends that you can be 100% you, are they your friends, and are you really utilizing the relationship, right? Because you have to trust and you have to build that relationship, which is why people prefer coaching, right? Because I'm that safe person where they can be open, honest, and there's no judgment. Sometimes with friends, you don't want them to know you because you want to show up a certain way.
Yeah. Well, duh.
But again, then that's kind of putting ourselves in that situation, and we don't have to be. So we're choosing to be isolated and silenced, and that's our own doing. That's not our friends telling us we don't have time for you or we don't care about your problems. That's us choosing to not show up and be transparent.
Not part.
And that is required in order to have full trust in a relationship, in a partnership, in anything like that. And that's one thing I think for sure we got to do better.
You're right. You're right. You're right. So, okay. Rashida, you this coach, you this in uniform, out of uniform, you here to help, you here to serve. All right, I need help. So from there, and let me and just make this for you, because some people are gonna ask like, that's pretty deep, but it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
You can help them. How, if they say, look, I need to get in contact with you, what is some things that you can lead them through?
So I can't give you all the secret sauce because that's a paid subscription. But a lot of times I'm able to walk you through a process where you get to figure out you, right? And a lot of times you talk to people and they want to give you answers. They want to give you answers.
Knee-jerk answers.
But that doesn't allow you the confidence to be able to figure out your own problems and problem solve on your own.
That's good.
Right? So that's the one thing that I can do that is really helpful in terms of coaching, because I don't want you to need me forever. This is not meant to be a life-term thing, right?
Some people would say, I want to say, just be safe and like, you just be my person the whole time.
Yeah, but no, because my goal is for you to grow, right? And then maybe be able to go coach someone else because now you're at a better place, right? I can't be the person for everyone, right?
No,
I can't be.
You can't, but you some people just like their security blanket.
Right, but I think I'm that good where I'm going to get you to a place. I mean, listen, I'm going to
Make sure you're speaking to the mic now, okay?
I'm going to get, look, I'm that good. Make sure that part was captured. But I'm going to get you to a place of self-sufficiency. But not only that, you're going to feel a confidence that you've never had before. And with that confidence, your life is going to change.
Okay. So if folks want to sign up for this development that they're going to go through, this transformation, where is that through RashidaSaunders.com?
RashidaSaunders.com. And again, I am selective because it's a partnership and a relationship. So I'm big on making sure it's a good fit. And again, there's only one of me. So.
All right. So then what's next for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Hopefully vacation. Hopefully a vacation. Again, self-care is so important. Self-care is so important. But I love where I'm at right now. I'm at a really good place in life. And I'm getting to help more people than I ever imagined. And that's amazing for me.
So then for self-care, what do you do for your self-care?
Ooh, I love to travel. I love to read. I love a good massage. But just me time where you can unplug from everything. You turn the social media off, you turn Wi-Fi off, and you're just there with my own thoughts. And again, giving myself permission to rest, relax, and not be accountable to anyone else for a moment. That's important in order to recharge.
My daughter came to me and she was like, Dad, we should switch. I should have unlimited screen time. You should have the 10 minutes of screen time. I was like,
ooh,
girl, first of all,
what was the reason behind that? What did it come from something, or was she just like, let's see how you like?
Right, because she wants to add a boy's phone number basically, and yeah. So we were talking last night. I'm like, I don't want screen time.
Right. This is work.
Right. I want to be off of devices.
Yeah.
But so I have to say that because like I don't want to be on devices either.
Right.
I'm more an introvert than I am an extrovert. You know, yes, I am an ambivert, but I'm a more introverted. For those that don't know, I am a shy person. So I don't need a lot of like engagement. Yeah. Just a little bit is enough.
Right.
But I will say that my buddy has held me accountable. He said, you need to start showing up. I
think, again, I feel like a lot of people think they are a certain way, right? And I hate labels. Don't put a label on me, right? It's so, it's limiting. Right. And then I think once you say, I'm this, whatever that is, then you lean into that more without seeing the other options in the world. So I don't like any labels, right? I'm a person showing up in the world. I like to eat all the things, right? I like to drink all the things. And so I feel like in terms of that, you've probably told yourself that for years, right? You've probably had other people say, oh my gosh, you're so shy. Well, maybe you're like, thank you. Get me right. It's like, no, maybe I'm not shy. Maybe I just don't like you.
Oh.
Right? Maybe, I don't know, but I think as kids...
That's an interesting kind of, okay.
As kids, we put labels on our kids. They're like, oh, you're shy, or you're this, or you're that. Well, maybe I'm just not comfortable. Maybe I'm just not comfortable in this space, right? Maybe you're not giving me permission to be me.
I haven't thought about it like that.
Right? But that's the thing. Like, let's open that up a little bit, because society tells me I'm a Black woman, right? What does that mean? If you close your eyes, there's an image that pops into your mind for most people, right? If you think Black male, right? There's something, and then there's all these thoughts that come with that, whether they're positive or negative. That is just the way our minds work. And so how do we challenge that to think big? Because there's more to that. We're all different.
Because that does then, you just then countered my insecurities.
Right.
I'm not feeling
Absolutely.
enough or not feeling worthy.
Absolutely. Ooh, there's something to it.
Like, I just got a free counseling session. So that was a tangent. I want to just get to some of the things you talk about self-care. You said travel.
Yes.
Now, in the time of your self-care travel, you did something that was pretty scary.
Oh.
It was in a place. I'm trying to lead you there.
Okay. I'm like, I do a lot of scary things. I'm like, what do you know about that I don't know about that I haven't shared with the world?
You told me that you will only do it one time. You're not going to do it again because you already have a fear of it.
Oh, are you talking about skydiving? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that's a thing. That's a thing. And I get to do it every 10 years. So I did it when I was 25 in Oregon. I did it when I was 35 in Dubai. And 45, listen, right around the corner, I get to do it again.
Good on you, sketch on your face and nothing wrong with 45.
Listen.
Ain't nothing wrong with 45.
I mean, but I am afraid of heights. But I do think the more, again, we tell ourselves things, and it's like, well, why?
Images that you have on your Instagram says that you
only show the pictures. But again, skydiving is an experience. But also, it's something that a lot of people that look like me don't do. I haven't seen a lot of Black women jumping out of planes.
No.
Right? So part of my challenge for myself is to do a lot of things, dream big, and do things that I have not seen people that look like me doing, right? And the first step was putting on that uniform in Portland, right? That was a very scary situation. That was way scarier than skydiving, because at least with skydiving, it was done. Once I hit the ground, I was done. This is an everyday fear that you choose to embrace and to endure, sometimes with support, sometimes without. And so again, my encouragement for everyone is to dream big, right? And don't let other people put labels on you, but also don't put labels on yourself, because you're so much more than that.
Amen. So we're almost out of time here. But one of the things that I want to make sure I get you out on is for folks that, agnostic to what you have in speaking, agnostic to just there are immediate geographic location for that little kid, that girl, boy, or maybe the older person that's in their 50s or 60s that haven't dreamed big. What advice would you give them?
Lean in, feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Life is scary. Life is hard. Like I say all the time, life is hard, but the only person that is limiting us is us.
That part. So for those that want to buy her book, where can they do that at?
If you want a signed copy, blackemberpress.com. You can get paperback or hard copy. And again, like I said, it'll be signed by me. But it's also available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. So check it out. Check me out. Go support your girl.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you came on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We got to maybe do it again, but we're going to, is it for those that are watching? I kind of said it in the last podcast, because this is episode 301.
What?
Yes. Over 10 years, over 1,000 downloads or uploads, whatever you want to call them. But I'm changing it up. It's marketing is great. I love marketing, but it's not all that I am.
Yeah. Right. Dream big. We're going to dream big. So this is the year of dreaming big.
Yeah. Like, I'm tired of being in this box that people have put me in. Right. And I don't want to be in it no more.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. You can always come back to it.
I can.
But there's so much in the world.
But I'm not going to limit myself.
Right. We're dreaming big. # dream big. Why not? Because why not? There's space for everyone.
Yes. Absolutely. And it's funny you said that, because my community center, my nonprofit I was going to build, was called Dream Big. Yeah. But then I would be in so much pain because it would be only confined to a building, when I feel it's like the church. The church is in you, not buildings. So you have to dream big.
I think we have a little bit of time on earth, and I think we need to maximize our time and make sure we're doing the most. And again, not limiting ourselves, not putting labels on ourselves, like doing it all. People are like, you're doing so much. You're doing photography. You're doing this. You're doing this. You're doing this. Yes. And I'm going to continue until I'm tired. And when I'm tired, I'll take a break. I'll do some self-care and I'll get back at it. But again, life is short. And the one guarantee is that we will die one day. And so when you die, when we die, will people remember you? Will you leave something other than a social media page in an obituary? Right? People remember how you treated them. People will remember the things the impact that you had on them, on your community, on your city, on the world, especially with social media and all your followers. Like, the reach is big.
Right. And and what's your reason for doing it?
Just because. We just want to be great. We get to be great. We get to be you. Hashtag be you.
Right.
And I get to be me.
Right.
And that's the magic. And if we all show up authentically, us, who we are, that's the beauty.
And that's why I get tired of people saying, "Oh, be authentic, be transparent." But then you hear them talk, and it's just it's a scam. Yeah, no, we ain't.
They haven't given themselves permission. They need to read my book as well. Look, share it with your friends, share it with your community. There's magic in it.
Right.
There's magic in it.
So until next time, y'all look, we'll put out the link. I'll put the link in all the description for the podcast will be in the show notes, and for YouTube, it's going to be in the description. Make sure you follow. You want people to follow you on your Instagram and
Absolutely.
your Facebook.
Follow me on all the things.
All the channels, huh?
All the things.
I don't think she's active on LinkedIn though, but
I am on LinkedIn.
You
I just sent a message yesterday. Someone messaged me and I was like, 3 weeks ago, my bad. Hey, I'm sorry. Look,
she's gonna. Even though I called her out, you see how she turned that back.
I'm getting better.
Look, because I know I can't compete with her on the Instagram of all the photos that she be doing. I'm like, dang.
Listen, I just went from 50 photos to 17, so I cleaned up some things.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But my stories are still live and lit, so follow me if you like a little bit of entertainment.
Okay. All right. Until next time. Until next time, wish you nothing but the best. Dream big and Godspeed.